Here are some games that released in 2022 that I haven't gotten the chance to play just quite yet, but will soon. First is Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I'm a fan of the Borderlands series, but unfortunately after the second game I did fall off of the series a little bit, but I've heard great things about this one. I'd planned to play this one a bit sooner, but unfortunately it got shelved at the moment. I did see Borderlands 3 has been on sale quite a bit on Steam, so maybe it's time to get that one started. Next up is As Dusk Falls. Now I will say, on the surface this looks like a game that may not be everyone's cup of tea, but I've heard it's a great game with a phenomenal story you'll want to experience. And I'm no stranger to games with quick time events and decisions that guide your story throughout the game, so this is one I'm really looking forward to. And you can experience this game with friends online or locally to guide the story. Next is the Nintendo exclusive Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Now I haven't started either of the Xenoblade games yet, so I won't start off with this particular game. I'll probably start off with its previous installments, but I've heard great things about this franchise, and seeing gameplay of it, I'm really looking forward to seeing what this series is all about. Next up, which I still need to summon the courage up to play this game, is The Mortuary Assistant. Look, I love to play scary games live on Twitch, but this game gives me chills from the trailer alone, and seeing some of the gameplay of it. I don't know. I don't know. I've heard a lot of people say it's a fun game with a variety of endings, so I'm sure I'll get to it eventually. I don't know. Another game that I've wanted to check out is Steel Rising. After the year Elden Ring had, this game really popped up on my radar, and I'm sure I'll get to try it out here soon. I've heard this game shares a lot of similarities with its Soul counterparts, but it also does a great job of establishing itself as a standout game. My Souls background is actually a little limited at the moment, so it's nice to be able to play different games from other creators without comparing it completely, but I do need to get started on my Dark Souls run through here soon. Bayonetta 3 is another title that really caught my eye after watching a couple of trailers, but like Xenoblade Chronicles, I'm a little behind in playing catch up to get started on the new releases. I've heard the combat in this game is one to love, so I'm really looking forward to getting it started, but I need to wrap up the first one before I do, so I'll eventually get to this game. Evil West is one of the final titles that really caught my attention towards the end of 2022 because of its gameplay trailers. It looks full of action with a variety of abilities and mechanics that look really fun to utilize, and especially because you can play this game with a friend, so I'll be getting to this one eventually. Finally, the last game on my list for the moment is Marvel Midnight Suns. Now, this is actually a game I haven't seen or heard too much about after it released, so I'm kind of going into this one blind a little bit, but the reviews seem mostly positive for the game, so I'm excited. After watching a couple of trailers for the game, it looks really interesting, so I'm definitely excited to get to it eventually, and I'm a huge fan of Marvel, so I'm definitely going to try it out. And it really has elements that resemble Marvel's mobile game, Marvel Strike Force, so I'm intrigued. There are some other games that I'm sure I will eventually get to that I haven't played just quite yet, but these are definitely the games on the top of my list after 2022.